and they're in... Look at this. Look at the state of me. What is this wizardry? It looks scary. And they feel so Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got some new makeup to test. I've got a lot of sort of bright, fun, colourful stuff, and I want to do something rainbow inspired on my eyes, maybe something that you could wear to Pride. I know that it's London Pride this weekend, and I think Brighton Pride is in August, and obviously as I'm filming this it is still June, which is Pride month, and so I thought I would do something for it because I haven't done anything Pride related yet. So I'm going to be donating all of my ad revenue from this video to Stonewall, which is an LGBTQ+ charity. I will leave it linked down below in case you guys want to maybe donate yourselves, but if you can't donate yourself, then just by watching this video all the way through you are helping, because I will be donating all of the ad revenue to Stonewall. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Oh wait, I was gonna put my little strawberry earrings in. These little strawberry earrings were from a small business called Charings. They're handmade by a girl called Charlie, and she's actually a subscriber of mine, and she's a makeup artist herself, and she sent me some of her things from her small business a while back. These kind of earrings I wouldn't necessarily wear on a daily basis, but when I'm doing a fun, colourful makeup look, why not put some strawberries in my ears? Actually, yeah, little small business shout out. My necklace and these two, ignoring this bracelet, these two colourful bracelets with the little flowers on. These are from Liner London, and the necklace as well. And then, oh, and this ring is also from Liner London. Oh yeah, and then I've put this phone charm on my phone, mostly because it went with my phone case, because it's got little smiley faces on it, and it's got one of my hairs stuck in it. That's nice. This phone charm is by a brand called By Meshake, and it's another female-run small business, so I just thought I'd give a little mention to those. I'm going to do primer, then eyebrows, then eyes, then I'll do my base. So to prime my face, I have this from NYX, which is called the Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer, and it's got electrolytes in it, which I don't really understand why you would need electrolytes in a primer. Ooh, feels really nice. It's like a, that probably looked really questionable. It's a very gel-like texture, which I do quite like in a primer. I like the packaging as well. I think it's really cute. I need to take this little sticker off though. NYX just makes some really good primers, don't they? Ooh, this feels good. Feels very hydrating. I mean, I guess it would, because it said that it's a serum and primer. It's giving me a bit of a glow, but not like a shimmery glow, just a hydrated glow. It feels nice. I like that. I really like that. And then for my eyebrows, e.l.f. has come out with some new stuff, and they've launched this brow lift with a brow lift applicator. So I think you scoop some of this out with this thing, and it looks very similar to the ABH brow freeze kind of thing. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. And the applicator has got this little scoop and then a brush. So let's just take a bit of it, like a blob of it, put it on the back of the lid. One sec, I'm just going to zoom you in. I'll load some of this up on my brush. I don't want like crazy amounts. I'm going to run it through my brows first, like backwards and forwards, and then I'll start sort of sticking them up. So far so good. And then I guess you can use this to flatten them down. That's done a really nice job. I don't really tend to use products like this super often, just because I find it takes me ages to sort of like flatten my brows and get them to look how I want them to look without them looking absolutely crazy. So usually most of the time I don't bother, but if you like this kind of thing for your eyebrows, that has really stuck them down so far. We'll see if they last. I will put a bit of something else through my eyebrows later once I've sort of like done my foundation and stuff, but I'm going to use this eye primer, which is from 17. It says it's a non-greasy, super mattifying eye primer, so I just want to see how we go with this. If it's horrible, I might take it off and start again. But it looks like it's going to have some sort of coverage. Have I done too much? I think I actually put way too much on. It feels almost like a moussey sort of eye primer. It feels a little bit similar to like the Urban Decay, is it the primer potion? That kind of thing. Like, it's not full coverage. It's definitely given me some coverage though, because my eyelids are quite veiny. So that helps, but it's not my favourite formula in terms of as eye primers go. I prefer something that's got like a bit more coverage and is a bit more tacky feeling. For my eyes, I've got some really fun stuff. These are the Made by Mitchell Blursh Dreams. Is that what that says? These ones are multi-purpose, and they're in they're in loads of fun pastel colours. I was actually so excited. I got a package off of Made by Mitchell the other day, and they sent me all of the new blushes, the new eyeliners. There's some new blushed bronzers, which are also sort of like multi-use for your eyes as well. Some of the brushes, I'm so excited to play with these. These brushes look so nice. So I've got those for my eyes. I've also got these two things. So I've got the Lottie London, I think it's their Pride palette, the Proud to Be palette, which looks like this. It's got some shimmers and some mattes. And then I've also got the Glisten Cosmetics Cosmetics Artist palette with all of these wet liners in it. I'm going to put down the blushes first as a base, and then I'll put the eyeshadows on top of them. So I'm going to start with this one, which is called Darling Peach, which I think I would actually love this as a blush shade. So I'm just going to put a bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm putting some of this on the inner part of my eye. So this is going to be my base for sort of like the red and the orange. Red and orange and yellow and green. Yellow. So this is the yellow blush. When I learned the rainbow at school, I learnt red and orange and yellow and green, blue and indigo and violet. But I know so many people that learn red and orange and pink and green, or pink and blue, or basically the wrong order of the rainbow. Because sure, I swear the rainbow goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So why were people learning red and orange and pink and green? Like, that's just not the order of the rainbow. I mean, at least from the rainbows that I've seen anyway. Don't know if these are sort of like mixing with the eye base that I've got on underneath. I think I might actually go along and set these as I go, just so that they don't crease. So I'm going to take this Lottie London palette, and I'm going to start with this red shade. I'm going to use this one, then the orange, then this one, just so that it sort of sets them and that they don't get crazily creased. I don't know, I might actually keep the colours in the crease. That's my red, that's really pigmented. Then I'm gonna go in with the orange directly next to it. Cool. And then the yellow, which hopefully brightens up the yellow a bit. The Made by Mitchell yellow wasn't that pigmented, but I don't know whether it's mixing with the base that I've got on underneath. Ooh, that's better. Okay, wait, no, I've just realised I can't do these and then set them as I go, because then they're not going to blend into each other, are they? Because then it's creams mixing with powders. Oh, Soph, what have you done? So I'm doing a voiceover over this bit because I actually ended up completely messing this up, and I had to start again because I didn't have the right pastel colours and it didn't all blend together properly, and it just looked like a mess. I tried to do a cut crease, I failed, and so I took it off. This just looks horrible. I don't think I can save this. Well, thank God I did my eyes first, huh? Let's try this again. I'm just going to put a bit of concealer on my lids. Oh my God, this concealer dough fit is huge. Just to cancel out the veins on my eyelids. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take the Made by Mitchell All Smudge No Budge. I think this is the Pride bundle. These are the new shades, and I'm going to do a... Oh, not that. I'm going to do a rainbow liner with these if I can. I'm going to try my very best. There's a red, an orange, a yellow, a green, a blue, and a purple. So what I'm going to do is probably take this brush from Mitchell's collection just to sort of like smudge the shades into each other. So it just looks like this. I'm going to start with the red on the inner part of my eye. Ooh, it's very bright. Then next up, you guessed it, a bit of orange. This one is called Ideas. Also, just a little side note, they sell Made by Mitchell makeup on their official TikTok page for really cheap. So if you are in the UK and you have the TikTok shop, it's definitely worth a look on there. So then I'm going to take the orange and go right next to the red. I might end up making this a bit thicker. I just want to put them down first and see how we go. And the more that you layer these, the brighter in pigment they get. I don't really need the brush to blend them together, to be honest. They're kind of just doing it themselves. This is like a neon yellowy... Oh, wow. I mean, it looks like it's going to be... Oh no, it's more of a lime green. Okay, we'll roll with it. I can definitely feel how they're budge proof. Like, this one in particular feels very, very, very matte. This one's a little bit drier than the others. It's a bit difficult to work with. So I'm just going to go back in with the orange. I've got to say though, they're blending together really nicely. It looks like I've got more than 3 colours on here. Cool. Then this green is slightly darker and it's called Nerve. I find it so fiddly to get plastic off of pencils. I think the blue is going to be quite a contrast because it's really dark. The blue one feels the creamiest out of all of them so far. And I'm just starting to wing it out with the blue. Going back over with a bit of green to blend it. And then finally with the purple. Oh no, the end broke off. And then taking the little brush. Okay, the purple is definitely the creamiest. You can almost like put some on the back of your hand and then take it as like a gel liner. Then I'm just going back in with the blue to add a little bit more blue because the purple took up most of the wing. Once those are set, they are not going anywhere. So after a few seconds, once they've dried, if you try and sort of like go back in, it doesn't really add anything to it because they're so set that they sort of stuck. Those are really fun to play with. I think they'd be amazing in your waterline. Actually, let's try it. Actually, you know what? I'll put one in my waterline once I've done like my face makeup and stuff, but those are really fun. That was just very, very time consuming. I'm actually going to do a little bit of this just in my crease as well. There we go, that looks cooler. And the softest ones I would say are the red and the blue. They're really cool though. Then actually on my lid, I have this, which is from Ciate, which is called the Eye Lustre Cream Shadow. And this is the shade Ultraviolet, but it's like a lilac-y duochrome shimmer. And I swatched this on the back of my hand. Look at this. It is so metallic and beautiful, and it's just so cool looking. So I'm gonna put a bit of this on my eyelid. Not with my finger though, that was a bad idea. What were you about to do, Soph? I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Then I'm gonna take a brush and dip into it, just because I want like a wash of this on my lid. Oh god, okay, this also dries really quickly and has gone a little bit chunky looking because it has dried so quickly. Oh my gosh. I don't think I was destined to film today. It's just not going right. Okay, I think I've saved it just about. It's very beautiful, but just don't layer it up because then it goes really chunky. And you know what? It looks best when you sort of just blend it out in a really thin layer. But because I've got the eyeliner on first, that made it a bit difficult. It can be really beautiful, but just don't layer it too much and maybe don't put it on after you've done your eyeliner. So what I'm going to do, just to make this a little bit more interesting, is I'm going to put a little dot of the corresponding colour using the Glisten Cosmetics Artist Palette, just because I really want to try this because it looks absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to spray this with a bit of water and just use a tiny brush. Oh, and I do have a discount code for Glisten Cosmetics. I think my code is SOF20 for 20% off. It is an affiliate code, so if you aren't comfortable with that, then that's totally fine. So these are how the eyes have turned out. Look at the state of me. Oh dear. Right, I want to get something on my face. For foundation, I have this one, which is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. I've got the shade 004 Neutral Porcelain. I have seen people raving about this foundation on TikTok, and I actually have a lovely girl called Sonna to thank for this because she brought it over for me when she came to visit London. So nice of her. So thank you, Sonna, if you're watching. I'm going to give this a try. I think the shade might be too light because I do have fake tan on today, but I'm so curious to see what the formula's like. But if this is too light for me now, I will definitely try it again when I don't have fake tan on. First of all, it's got really good coverage. What does it claim to do? True Skin But Better Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil leaves a perfectly even skin tone and natural matte finish. Medium to full coverage. Okay, because it said it was hydrating, I kind of thought that it would be a bit more glowy, but it definitely has got a matte finish. And this is definitely too light for me. But you know what? This looks like it would be my perfect shade for when I've not got tan on. I'll bronze it up. It'll be fine. Oh wow, it dries really quickly. Can you see on my forehead there? I put on a patch of it, but it's already sort of dried. It's got really, really good coverage. The only thing is, I just wouldn't say that it's hydrating. I mean, the finish of it is nice, and it doesn't look sort of like crusty matte, but it's definitely a matte foundation, and it's definitely quite thick and full. So if you've got really, really dry skin, I can't see you liking this, but if you want something that's more full coverage, if you've got oily skin, you're probably gonna love this foundation because the finish of it is really nice. Next up, this concealer, another one that I've seen people speak about on TikTok, is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer, and I've got the shade... What the hell is this shade? On the bottom of it, it says Ivo C, so I guess that's like Ivory C, Ivory Cool maybe, but then it says 62W500, but then on the side it says 110 and then 010. I don't know what this shade is. This is what I used on my eyelids, but the doe foot is huge. I kind of love it though. This might be able to help me match to my body a bit more. Put a bit on my blush, on my chin. I don't really need a whole lot more coverage because the foundation is such full coverage. I like it. I really like it. It's got good coverage, but it doesn't feel thick at all. And it's not really sinking into the lines under my eyes. That is an extremely rare occurrence. Normally concealers sink straight into the creases under my eyes, but this one is not yet sunk into my creases. What is this wizardry? Okay, wow, I'm going to be using this concealer all the time. I love that. For my bronzer, I've got some of the Made by Mitchell Blursh Bears. This one is the shade Collectible, which I'm going to go in with first. These can be used on your eyes or on your face. This one looks like it's quite a cool tone shade, so I think this would be quite good for contour. Oh, actually, that's going to be too light, isn't it? I'll use it on my nose, though. Okay, no, that's going to be too light. Never mind, not that shade. Okay, yeah, no, this one is way too light. It's just sort of blended in with my skin. Actually... it's giving me a very, very subtle nose contour that I kind of like. But yeah, on my cheeks, it just sort of disappears into nothing. So I'm going to try a darker shade. Let's try this one, which is called Tickled Taupe. First of all, what a cute name. Ooh. Yep, I like this shade. I mean, if anything, this shade is getting me to sort of like match the rest of my body in terms of the foundation. Whether or not though it would be too light with my regular colour of foundation, I'm not really sure. But as my foundation was so light, I'm gonna say if you do have fair skin, this would be a really good shade. Tickled Taupe. Put some on my jaw. yeah, I really like that. Let's take the shade Teddy Bear. We'll just do like one dot of that. So for my blush, Elf has come out with some luminous putty blushes. I've got the shade Isla del Sol and Mauve. I think I'm gonna go with Isla del Sol because I did swatch this the other day when it arrived. So it looks really, really bright in the pan, but then when you actually swatch it, it blends out a lot sheerer. Hang on, where am I gonna show you? Just like here. Do you see? It just blends out a lot more sheer. So I'm going to take the same brush that I did my bronzer with and just dip a bit of this in, and then yeah, it's so much more sheer than what it looks like. It looks scary, but actually it's so sheer. And oh my gosh, this colour. Beautiful. Yep. I like it. I know that this looks slightly insane. I am going to blend it out with my beauty blender. These I showed on my story the other day. The Barry M Fresh Face Luminisers, and there's a pink one, a gold one, and a bronze one. But this pink one, that's what it looks like. So it's not super pink actually. It's probably not pink enough to be a blush. But I just want to... oh, what? Hang on, let me try with my brush. With my finger, I'm not going to lie, it just kind of took off the patch of makeup that was underneath it. But with my brush, I think it's working a little bit better, but it's not giving me crazy amounts of glow. I'm not going to lie, it looks a lot nicer when swatched versus actually on your face, which is really sad because it looked so cool in the swatches. I'm going to try a little bit of the gold one as a highlight. So I've just put a tiny bit on the back of my hand and I'm just going to dab this. No, I don't really know how well you can see, but all it's really done is just taken off a big chunk of my makeup. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Just going back in with some of my blush. That is such a shame. Oh well, we move. Not everything is going to be great. Then to set my face, I've got something high-end, which I guess the rest of this stuff has been mostly drugstore. This is the Nars Light Reflecting Setting Powder in the shade Loose. And in the shade Loose, in the shade Translucent Crystal, but it's a loose powder. I've not seen anybody mention this anywhere. I don't know if it's got good reviews. I don't know how long it's been out for. I was just very kindly sent it in a PR package from Nars. It looks like this. I've just peeled off the sticky thing. Let's see what happens, shall we? Blend those out, dip my sponge into powder. Oh my god. Oh my... wait. It's kind of hard to get it out. You sort of have to just like do this. But what on earth? My under eyes look so smooth and they feel so smooth. Oh my god. Wait, you need to see a close-up. Look at my under eyes. They feel so smooth. They look so smooth. They're not giving me crazy wrinkles. Maybe people do talk about this powder and this is new to me. I don't know, but what the hell? I just wish it was a bit easier to get out, but maybe that's why it's not so wrinkly, because you just pick up a tiny bit by doing this. I'm actually a bit shocked. That is amazing. Although I have a feeling it's probably going to have crazy flashback because it is like a white powder. Yeah, I tested it. It had crazy flashbacks, so don't wear this for flash photos. Oh my god, I can't actually get over that. Look how smooth I look. I look like a Barbie. I'm just using a brush to set the rest of my face with this. But you know what? I think it actually works better with my sponge. I'm going to be using this, which is the Vieve Dimension Face Palette in the shade Dawn. I'm going to take the bronzer, this blush, and then this highlighter. They do make this palette in multiple shades though. It's not just this one. Oh, that bronzer's actually darker than expected. I thought it was going to come out really light, but it's actually quite dark. So then I'm going in with the blush. I know that my contour looks a bit crazy and a bit extreme. Oh, that blush is so beautiful. Oh my god, no, this looks crazy, doesn't it? I think it's because of the contrast of my foundation and then the rest of my makeup. So then I'm taking the highlighter finally and just putting this on the tops of my cheekbones, on my nose. So just before I do my mascara, I'm going to use this, which is the NYX Plump Finish with Electrolytes setting spray. So let me see if it does give me a plump finish, because I am looking quite matte at the moment, minus my cheekbones. Oh my god! I know I just sprayed it, but for some reason, doing this, it felt a bit more fine than just like on my face. God. Ow, 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 it's gone in my eye. Okay, what the hell? That is the strongest mist. It better make me look dewy. While I do my mascara, I will do the eyeshadow test with it. So I'm just going to let's take the shade Cereal, which is a brown eyeshadow. I'm going to put this on my arm. Obviously, normally it would smudge. Let's spray it with this. And while I do my mascara, in which I will be right back because I don't have a new one to test. I'll come back and see if it smudges. So what I have got to say about that mist is it definitely did give my skin a bit of a glow. I think my skin looks a lot more skin-like. And I actually really like what it's done for my face. I just used the Maybelline Sky High, the Cosmic Black one, and then I'm gonna do the test, see if it smudges. Are we ready? Oh, it's a good one, guys. The mister may be really, really strong, but that is not going anywhere. That's really good. I'm going to put the shade Charisma of the Mitchell pencils in my waterline. I think that looks quite cool, actually. Okay, finally for the lips. I've got two things from e.l.f., one of which I've never heard anything about before. It's the Love Triangle Lip Filler Liner, and I've got the shade Mauve. And, okay, it's got a little triangle tip. And then I'm going to use that in combination with the black Cookies and Cream lip gloss from e.l.f., which, again, I've seen people using this on TikTok. Does it smell like cookies? A little bit? Kinda. It smells more like vanilla. Okay, let's do the lip liner first. It's a weird shape. Ow, it's really sharp as well. Okay, that colour is quite dark. It's a really nice colour and it's a nice formula. It doesn't feel plumping or anything. I think it's just called the lip filler lip pencil because I guess it makes your lips look bigger when you overline your lip. But it's just a bit of an awkward shape. And then finally, over the top, taking the e.l.f. black lip gloss, which, as you probably guessed, doesn't actually come out black. It's just a very, very sheer gloss with a slight hint of grey-ish colour in it. It actually feels really nice. This lip combo is just a little bit dark for what I would normally go for. I think I'm just going to put it on with a slightly lighter lip liner. I'm going to use the Vieve lip pencil in the shade Brat, and then the e.l.f. gloss. The gloss does actually smell really, really nice, and it feels nice as well. It's not too sticky. And that is me done, finally, like 3 hours later. But this is how everything turned out. I absolutely love it. I've got to say, I really, really am happy with the finished result. I'm so glad that I started again and took it off. Oh my God, I didn't do my eyebrows. Finally, I am done. I think maybe it looked better before I did my eyebrows actually, because I just did them in such a rush. But I am so happy with how the eyes turned out. I do apologise that this video was a little bit all over the place and it was a bit of a mess, but we got there in the end and I'm really happy with this look. That just goes to show, if you mess up something the first time and you fail the first time, try again because it might work out. There you go, there's my inspirational quote of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, I would love to have you. It's free. You can press the button down there and turn on my notifications. That is also free. So I hope you guys are doing really good and I will see you in my next video. Bye!